And we welcome everybody live to Dick's Sporting Goods Field on the campus of Seton Hill University as the Westmoreland Sports Network presents Seton Hill University Men's Lacrosse. Our national anthem, you just heard it as we come on to our broadcast. The Griffins are 5-4 overall and 2-2 in the GMAC, the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. The Griffins were in the ECAC last year. A lot of teams moving over to the GMAC. That's Seton Hill's conference this season. Walsh on the other side is 1-9 overall and 1-2 in the GMAC, and we'll tell you a little bit more about Walsh as we go forward. Don't let that record fool you. They've played some close games this year, so it's not going to be easy today for the Griffins. Seton Hill University last time out, a 10-9 really tough loss to Lake Erie. That was on the road on Saturday, again by that final score of 10-9 in Painesville, Ohio. This has been a Seton Hill men's lacrosse program that has won a lot of games, but are having a little bit of a tough season this year, something that they certainly did not want to endure. There's a lot of potential with this Seton Hill lacrosse program year after year to do some big things. Unfortunately, right now, the Griffins just 2-2 in the GMAC and are coming off of that tough loss against Lake Erie. We'll have a look at the standings in the conference coming up a little bit later on at halftime. But Seton Hill jumped out to an early lead 4-2 after the first quarter against Lake Erie, but the Storm scored 4 times in the second to lead it at halftime 6-4. Seton Hill would outscore Lake Erie 3-1 in the third period, but Lake Erie would get one more in the fourth period, outscoring Seton Hill 3-2 to win the game by the final score of 10-9. And this is something that the Griffins can do here today to kind of right the ship and beat a team that, well, they're on their home field here at Dick's Sporting Goods Field, and it's a team that's, again, only 1-9. Even though they are tough, it's a team that they should beat. So see if Seton Hill can generate some momentum today and, most importantly, get a victory. Bennett Johnson had 3 goals. John Hofseth also 3 goals for Seton Hill against Lake Erie. John Miller, Colin Mitchell, each a goal. Jack Moran also lit the lamp for the Griffins in that last game against Lake Erie. Jack Moran also had 2 assists. He finished with 3 points. We are getting set and all ready to go here on the Westmoreland Sports Network as we bring you Seton Hill and Walsh on WSN. Face-off coming up. 4 15-minute quarters. Ball up, and it will be fought for by both sides. Griffins are in the gold, and Walsh in the maroon red. Some of these Seton Hill sports teams, particularly baseball, wear that color for Seton Hill, the red there, but it is more of a brighter red with Seton Hill colors. We're underway here on WSN, our first men's lacrosse broadcast of the season. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll continue to set this game up for you as we move forward between the Griffins and the Walsh Cavaliers. Last year, Seton Hill defeated Walsh by just 2 goals, 11-9. This is a Walsh program that has not put up a lot of wins over the last couple of years, but again, they've played some close games this year, but the Griffins will score early. That is John Miller, the sophomore out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, the 5'9", 190-pound sophomore busting in from the right side, and he will score in an early 1-0 lead for Seton Hill. It's the way you want to start. Goalkeeper for Walsh is Dylan Cialino. He is a senior. John Miller will light the lamp for the Griffins. Miller's 7th goal of the season came in with 9 points into this game for the Griffs. Got our scoreboard up and going as we have a whistle. And coming off the field for Walsh is 44 John Arnold, the senior 5'9", 190-pounder out of Hamburg, New York. I'm Dan Flickinger. Marcus Weekland on the camera here today. He is in the scissor lift. Sometimes we film from right inside of our press box here at Dick's Sporting Goods Field. Other times we have to film from the scissor lift, and that's where Marcus is today, providing you some great shots of the Griffins and the Walsh Cavaliers. Right now, Walsh is on the attack. One of the new one of the new additions this year to men's lacrosse in Division II is the addition of the shot clock, but it's not used as often as it will be next year, only when the officials put it into play when a team is stalling or other things like that. Max Eisman, the freshman out of Rochester, New York, getting the start today for Seton Hill in the cage. Continuing to move the ball around are the the Walsh Cavaliers. I just got a text message about the baseball game, Seton Hill and Lock Haven baseball playing today. Shot clock is on right now. You can hear the countdown, or is that for the that's for the the man down here, and he's going to come back into play. Shot clock not been activated yet. We look at Walsh this season. Brian Krim leading the way with 22 goals and one assist for the Cavaliers. Zach Macaluso controlling right now behind the cage. 12:41 to play in this first period. Griffins on the board first, 1-0. Here's a shot, and that's a nice stop by the Griffins goalkeeper, Max Eisman, the freshman, getting the start inside the cage and makes a nice save there. Merritt Bailey is the normal starter for Seton Hill, not starting today at a 5-4 record with an .805 goals against average. Eisman, his first collegiate start today inside the goal for Seton Hill. Griffins now going on the attack. Colin Mitchell from the right side dumps it behind the cage. And Seton Hill now will send it back out to Sean Stanners from out front. Stanners cutting in. Stanners has an open lane, but he whips it wide, looking for that far post, trying to beat Ciolino. And he did shoot it wide, so it will not find the back of the cage, but the Griffins will again go back on the attack with Stanners. The junior out of Canton, Michigan, will lose the ball and trying to scoop up the ground ball, running by it. Now the ball's still loose. Trying to grab it is Mark Guzik for Walsh, and he will get the ground ball. Now he'll send it back out of there. The ball's loose again. Now the Griffins turn to scoop up the ground ball. It's Jack Miller doing so. And Miller gets it across midfield, and Seton Hill goes back on the attack with 11:24 to play in this first period. Jack Miller credited with the ground ball there. Griffins looking to tack on here. Early 1-0 lead. Seton Hill with 262 ground balls this season in 9 games. Coming in, Shane Petke from the right side looking for something. Nothing there for the Griffins. He goes behind the cage, and now the ball will be sent out to the left side, and it returns to Riley Martin. Martin running in from the right side. And now the ball behind the cage. Here's a wraparound shot, and a good stop by the goalkeeper Ciolino, and he's able to pick it up and send it back out of there for Walsh. So Dylan Ciolino tested early. He is out of New York, a senior goalkeeper, and he's able to make the save and then pick up the ground ball. Now Walsh looking for clearance. And they're able to get it easily as the ball will go into the pocket of Matthew Reagan as he will storm into the Griffins' end and dump it down low to Macaluso from the far side. 10:15 to play in this first period. 1-0 lead for the Griffins. This is Alex Hudgens twirling it in the pocket. Goes back to his teammate now, Benjamin Sakoma, who is one of the leading scorers for this men's lacrosse team from Walsh. 5 goals, or I should say 10 goals for Sakoma, and the junior also with 5 assists on the season, 15 points. Again, third on the team in terms of points. Tell a little bit more about Walsh as we go forward, and Seton Hill, of course, as well. Sakoma being stick-checked nicely, but he sends the ball back out of there, and it will find Alex Hudgens busting in from the right side. All over him for the Griffins is Drew Bozzard. Kevin McMahon now will flip it out one-handed. Nice job there receiving that pass by Sakoma, and it will find Krim again. Krim will go to the left side. Here's a pass that comes in front. And we're going to have a whistle and a stoppage of play with 9:21 on the clock. Marcus, I'm wondering if you may want to raise the lift out there a little bit whenever you have an opportunity. Get a little more elevation. The guys The guys' game compared to the girls' game certainly moving quicker here, so makes it a little better, and we have a little bit more elevation as the shot will go wide from Jack Miller. Miller scoring the only goal for the Griffins. This is Colin Mitchell now. Mitchell getting around the defender, tries to pass it off. Wasn't ready for it, though, was Bennett Johnson. The ball went right by him, and it's going to go back here to Walsh as the goalkeeper is going to run it out for the Cavaliers. Far side of the field, Alex Hudgens will send it down deep, and now the Cavaliers will go on the attack. Griffins are being led by Bennett Johnson and John Hofseth. 17 goals for John, 16 goals for Johnson. Coming into today, 2 leading goal scorers. Miller with 10 on the season coming in. Talk about Seton Hill's season to date in just a little while as Walsh continues to go on the attack here. Griffin's freshman goalkeeper was tested early. Max Eisman made a save. Now coming out, here's another bouncing shot. Eisman says no again. Ball up in the air, both teams looking for it. Walsh has it, and a shot taken but missing wide was, I believe, Alex Hudgens. So the Griffins defensively standing tall, and now Seton Hill will come out with the ball on the far side of the field. Looking for that quick clearance. Ball will elude the stick and pocket of Marshall Case, but Seton Hill still able to get it across and get the free clearance into the Walsh end with 7:30 to play here in the first quarter. This is the first year for quarters too, right, Dave? They didn't have quarters last year, did they? They did have quarters? All right, I'm wrong. I don't know. I was thinking they went to 2 halves, or they came from 2 halves. I guess not. Coming down the lane and getting his shot stopped is Shane Petke. Nice job by Dylan Ciolino, able to get the stick out and deny Petke. And now Walsh gets set to try to clear as Mark Guzik will toss it back to his goalkeeper. And he will flip it out of there towards midfield and actually go all the way to the Seton Hill zone, so easy clear for the Walsh Cavaliers. Griffin started the season with an absolute heartbreaker, a loss to number 2 Limestone on the road by the final score of 10-9. You either going to start the season with a bang or you're going to start the season probably with a heartbreaking loss when you play someone like that your first game of the year, and unfortunately it went the wrong way for Seton Hill, losing 10-9 to the number 2 team in the country. After that, Seton Hill won back-to-back games against Mercy College, 14-10, and Alderson Broaddus, 25-4. The next 2 games after that loss. There's a turnover by Seton Hill and a good ground ball pickup on the far side of the field by Guzik, but he gets knocked over, and now we have a whistle. You see number 14, Guzik, for Walsh, the senior out of Dublin, Ohio. Goalkeeper will send it out, connect with a good pass. Near side to Alex Hudgens. Hudgens being stick checked from behind, able to get the clearance though. And now Hudgens moves it into the Seton Hill zone with 5:51 to play. Griffin scored very early on in the first minute of this game, but since then really haven't generated a whole lot. It's been Walsh down here. Frank Savannah, the junior, with the ball right now. Savannah coming in, now will pass it off to the right side to Sakoma. Sakoma being stick checked all over him as Dakota Counter, the junior defender for Seton Hill. Our coaching matchup today, Brian Novotny on one side for Seton Hill University. He is in his 11th season for the Griffins. A couple of Mays ago, coached in the 2015 U.S. ILA Lacrosse World Annual North-South All-Star Games. He was a local coach before coaching at Seton Hill on a couple of high schools at Mount Lebanon and Franklin Regional. Actually led Mount Lebanon to the WPSLA League Championship in 2003. On the other side, Alex Skarch. He is in his first season. Previously served as an assistant coach for one season at Walsh back in 2014. Previously coached at Hartwick College where he played and was a 2-year captain as a defender. So he certainly makes his money coaching the defensive side of the ball as a head coach. Griffin's trying to set up the attack now with under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Steaming in from the left side is Riley Martin. He'll dump it behind the cage. Quick pass coming out by Hofseth. And now Seton Hill will reset the offense. Pass that comes to the right side, trying to split two defenders, get off the shot, and the stop is made. That was Jack Miller again. So Miller having a nice day early on, getting some opportunities here for the Griffins. But Ciolino was up to the challenge, making the stop. From the right side, Hofseth will go to the right side of the cage there. And now the ball will come out from out front, Sean Petke. Petke steaming in. Petke fires, and again, another save by Ciolino. So Ciolino standing tall. Looked like he tried to go between the legs there, and Ciolino said no. Griffins outscoring their opponents this year 107-68. They're also outshooting their opponents this year as well. And one thing I talk about a lot on the lacrosse broadcast is it's not like hockey in terms of shots on goal. In hockey, they keep track of just the shots on goal. In lacrosse, they keep track of shots on goal and overall shots. And in terms of shots on goal this year, the Griffins outshooting their opponents 208-152. Again, this Walsh team coming in with just one win, but they have played a lot of close games, as getting off a long-distance shot is Brian Krim, the leading goal scorer for Walsh, and he can't find the back of the cage. As you see the freshman, Max Eisman, right there. The Cavaliers this season have lost 5 games by 3 goals or less. And losses are certainly losses, but you know they're going to battle you. From the left side, it's Hudgens. Hudgens being defended by a couple of gold jerseys there. Griffins going with their home gold jerseys. Is that shot on a bouncer? I think Eisman got a piece of that. But it will find Savannah now, as Walsh again will go on the attack. Yes, Eisman able to get a piece of that shot by Brian Krim. Krim not only leads the team in goals, he is among the top scorers in the PSAC, 22 goals. He actually leads the GMAC, the GMAC I should say. He leads the conference in goals per game. Sending one out from the right side. This is Brian Krim again. Krim lets one go and will elude everybody, and it goes out along the end line with 2:31 to play here in this first period. Good stick checking there by one of the Griffins defenders. That was Jack Miller. Now losing the stick is number 7, Macaluso, on the far side. Griffins bench likes that, a little tough defense, and it results in a turnover. So Colin Blaney will pass it out, and Seton Hill looks to clear with Ethan Quinn. And the Griffins will easily be able to do so. Left side controlling is Jack Miller. Ball from Adam Reimer's pocket now will be worked to Bennett Johnson. Finds his teammate in John Miller. 13 is Sean Stanners for the Griffins. He is a junior out of Canton, Michigan. Melting pot here of a lot of different locations for these Seton Hill men's lacrosse players. Want to thank everybody for watching all around the country here today to Seton Hill Men's Lacrosse. We are the Westmoreland Sports Network. We cover Seton Hill University athletics and also high school sports here in Westmoreland County, Western Pennsylvania, in the States. Johnson from the right side moves it back. Nice little move there, and getting off the shot, that was pretty. Adam Reimer. Little spin move and a duck under one of the defenders for the Cavaliers, and he will bury it. We talk about players from everywhere, but Reimer not too far away from Greensburg. He's out of Pine Richland High School, Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. And Reimer will bury one and give the Griffins a 2-0 lead. Official coming over, telling Seton Hill's bench and the players on the sideline to move down a little bit. Face-off coming up at midfield. You see the SHU out there. Beautiful Dick's Sporting Goods field on the Seton Hill campus. Griffins trying to move the ball forward here as Jay Skirbo will pick it up, and he will toss it back to the goalkeeper Eisman, where he can play it deep as he bombs a pass deep down the field. It's caught, and here come the Griffins on the attack. Brett Craig from the far side for Seton Hill giving up some ground, and now Craig will find his teammate with 1:05 to play in the first quarter. Craig back with it. This is Nick Nefaris, actually, and Nefaris now will move it to Manbeck. Ryan Manbeck, the freshman out of Thornton, PA, Garnett Valley High School. Far side, it's Adam Reimer. Scored the last sweet-looking goal for the Griffins, and now it's Manbeck with it. And we are approaching the 40-second mark here of the first quarter. Colin Mitchell streaking in from the right side. He'll go behind the cage, looking to pass one out, nothing there. And now Seton Hill back with it as Ryan Manbeck will have it. Colin Mitchell goes behind the cage. With it is Adam Reimer. Reimer sends one out in front as he will connect with his teammate, Ryan Manbeck. 20 seconds on the clock. Manbeck, little juke and jive, trying to get around Matthew Reagan, nothing there. So he will go all the way to the right side here. And staying with him nicely is Matthew Reagan, defender for Walsh. Down to 8 seconds. You can hear the bench counting for Seton Hill. Can they get off a shot? Going through defenders and scoring. A big-time shot for Colin Mitchell. The sophomore out of Avon Lake, Ohio, sensed and he heard the bench yelling how much time was left. Maybe looked at the scoreboard as well, and he was able to go inside defenders, and Mitchell will bury one, and Seton Hill leads at 3-0. Great job there as he drove inside the slot and was able to go in between defenders. And for Colin Mitchell, he scores his 6th goal of the season. And will give Seton Hill, again, the early 3-0 lead, as we just have 3.2 seconds to go before we have the second quarter. And we are going to go into the second period with the Griffins leading 3-0. We'll take a break, be back for the second right after this message on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Up is progress.
Possibility.
Trees. Big old trees.
Up is a national leader in mobile technology.
Up is a world-class performing arts center.
Up is 94% job and graduate school placement.
When up is what you're after, look to Seton Hill, a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts experience that will push your life and career to the highest point possible.
You can't make this stuff up.
The team at Three Rivers Orthopedic and Spine Products is comprised of over 150 industry-certified employees. Each one is ready to meet your sales and support requests whenever you need them. Three Rivers sales professionals and surgical technicians are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to ensure our customers receive the best consultation on any one of our wide range of products to fit their needs. Learn more by visiting the number 3riv.com. And go Griffins from Three Rivers Orthopedic.
Progress, first in turf.
I thought Progress was a very professional organization. They were as easy to work with as you could find. The conditions are virtually always perfect in terms of what you're practicing on. And the finished product was just about as good as we could hope for.
Progress, first in turf.
All right, we are back here at Dick's Sporting Goods Field, campus of Seton Hill University. Seton Hill men's lacrosse is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. As you see right there, the score 3-0 Seton Hill as we get set for the opening faceoff of the second period. Seton Hill softball split a doubleheader today with UPJ. They lost the first game 4-1, and they won the second game 4-1. There you go. It's strange, though, in PSAC softball this year, or actually the last 2 years, they went to a 3-division format, so it's no longer the PSAC East and West. There's 3 different divisions now. So the game both games today against UPJ were not conference games. Also going into the top of the second, Seton Hill baseball leading Lock Haven 5-2. Griffins, I don't even want to know the final score of the first game. They definitely took one on the chin. You don't see them do that very often, but they did. They were getting beat by 10 when I looked earlier, so kind of afraid to see the final score, but they're off to a 5-2 start here in the second game playing at Lock Haven. On the attack, Sukoma from the right side, and he will issue one back here to Brian Krim. Krim's shot partially blocked. Griffin's trying to pick it up. And now we have a whistle. A lot of raking going on there from both teams. And, well, it's going to be Walsh with the ball. A minute into this second quarter. Folks, if you'd like to email us, you can do that. We had Seton Hill Women's Lacrosse on the air last week and had a ton of emails into us. So if you'd like to do that, you can click on the email box on the top there of your screen right near where it says Westmoreland Sports Channel 1, and we'd love to hear from you. Griffins lacrosse, again, guided by Brian Novotny. Brian Krim able to save the ball there. Griffins couldn't get to it, and now missing pretty badly on that far side was Alex Hudgens as he let go of the shot. Brian Krim playing a little catch here with Suchoma from the far side. Did you get a pronunciation on that, Dave? S-U-C-H-O-M-M-A? Is that what he told you? Or are you just Skoma? Okay, thank you. We'll go with that. Suchoma, that's what I was going with. Okay, I guess I was right for once. A couple of players colliding. There's the flag. Suchoma will move it to Hudgens now. Stick check by the Griffins Nefaris. And now in open space, ready to pick it up is Krim. He will do so as he will send one behind the cage and connect with Suchoma again. Suchoma being watched there by Tyler Graham. Graham, number 26, the junior out of New Jersey. Coming out in front, Graham with good defense, and the ball will elude pretty much everybody, and it goes back to midfield. It'll be scooped up by Hudgens, where Walsh can reset with that penalty flag still on the field here with 12:18 to play in quarter number 2. Ball will find Kastorf behind the net, the senior out of Holbrook, New York. And he will pass one in front. Again, the ball eludes everybody. It goes back, Suchoma running after it. And it's going to go with a whistle now. Official making the call on the far side with that flag laying on the field. And jogging off for the Griffins will be Tyler Graham and a couple of others as well. Official coming over, giving the call on a slash. So that will put number 41, Jonah Gutentag, the junior out of Lewis Center, Ohio. The name like Gutentag, you thought maybe he was from maybe a different country, but he's only a state over from Ohio. 3-0 lead for the Griffins as Walsh will go man up here. 11 man-up goals for the Cavaliers this season. So an opportunity for Walsh to try to get on the board. They haven't been able to do it yet. A couple of saves made by the freshman goalkeeper for Seton Hill, Max Eisman. There's a shot that eludes everything. Alex Hudgens took that one. Walsh is getting off his share of shots, but really have not been close to the cage. They've been missing wide, they've been missing high. Walsh out shooting Seton Hill 11-9. Those are overall shots, not shots on goal. There's another big one, but guess what? A save for Eisman again. And now the Griffins can come out with it. They get the clearance despite a little stick pop there by Hudgens on John Miller. Miller brings it across. You can hear the countdown to free Gutentag. Well, maybe Gutentag's not going to come in. Did any Seton Hill player come on the field quite yet? I think it was Joe Sillo, maybe? Yep, there comes Gutentag. Ground ball pickup, and now they're banging away at the Griffin who picked it up. And coming out with it for Seton Hill was Brett Craig. Good support by Craig, and now from the left side for Seton Hill, it's Colin Mitchell setting up the attack, moves it back to Shane Petke. 10:33 to play second quarter, 3-0 lead for Seton Hill. From the far side, it's Bennett Johnson. And Johnson will pass it off behind the cage to his teammate Adam Reimer, who has scored one goal today. Now he sends it out to Mitchell and passes it to Shane Petke. Petke trying to get inside on Savannah. Does so, but no shot there. Pass in front, open, but missing the cage for the Griffins, I believe, was Adam Reimer. Going back to scoop it up is Bennett Johnson now. And we have a whistle, I thought. Well, now we're going to keep going. From left to right, it's Colin Mitchell. Jack Miller now from the left side. Miller will go out front. Running in from the right side now is Shane Petke. Petke falling shot is partially stopped, I believe, by the goalkeeper Ciolino, and now we have a whistle as body on the ground there for Seton Hill was John Hofseth, the freshman out of British Columbia. shot by Petke was actually blocked, so Cialino didn't get a stick on it. Griffins, though, will maintain possession, and whipping a shot wide is Colin Mitchell as he missed that far post. Seton Hill, though, will maintain possession with Adam Reimer starting out with it behind the net. Reimer with the stick in one hand comes out, passes one in front, a little bit behind the intended receiver, and the ground ball pickup by Mark Guzik for the Cavaliers, and now Walsh will look to bring the ball up the field. Mentioned Brian Krim, 22 goals on the season for Walsh. He averages 7.9 shots per game. That ranks first as well in the GMAC. Alex Hudgens, the second leading scorer, 11 tallies. Sakoma third with 10 goals, as we mentioned. Griffins coming off, in case you missed it earlier, we talked about their loss to Lake Erie 10-9. Tough loss for Seton Hill. We'll take a complete look at the standings coming up at halftime. At Lake Erie, one of the top teams in the GMAC. All right, we have a foul on Walsh. And that's going to put Seton Hill a man up. Extra man opportunity. Here, Anthony Etter down there, part of the Seton Hill Sports Information Department, yelling up to Dave Oliverio, telling him it is a minute. It's actually going to go, I'm sorry, on Seton Hill, the foul. And is that 17, Dave? Bennett Johnson? Thank you. Griffins trailed 10-8 to Lake Erie with 4:07 to play in the game. Then the Griffins scored with 2:56 left on a goal by Bennett Johnson to make it 10-9, but the Griffins could not get on the board again. And again, lost the game to Lake Erie. Here's a loose ball, and a shot will bounce wide by Frank Savina, the junior out of Broadview Heights, Ohio. He's out of Brecksville Broadview High School. There's actually two Seton Hill baseball players from that exact same high school. Perry Dallavella and Colton Carney. Here the countdown. Brian Krim from the top to the right side. Ryan Martin now will go behind the cage, and running onto the field is number 11, Nick Nefaris, so he'll come on. Brian Krim twirling it, and he went to Alex Hudgens, and now he goes to the far side of the field to Sukoma with 7:53 to play before halftime. Seton Hill 3, Walsh nothing. No goals scored yet in this second quarter. It was 3-0 after one. Griffin scoring with 4 seconds remaining in that first quarter to make it 3-0 on the goal by Colin Mitchell. Near side Savino will go to Hudgens. Hudgens being stick checked. All over him is Brett Craig. Look at Craig go, and Craig gets the turnover and scoops up the ground ball as well. Great defense by the sophomore out of Calgary, Alberta. Brett Craig. And he'll go back to his goalkeeper Eisman to set up shop as the Griffins get set to bring it up. Ryan McHugh from the far side dropped it off to one of his teammates. Is storming across midfield is John Miller getting the clear, and Miller then will put on the brakes as Seton Hill will set up their attack. 6:45 to play second quarter. This is Sean Stanners, number 13 with it. Stanners will go back to Nick Nefaris as Nefaris goes to the far side. He will find Logan Maloney in the gold jersey, number 34, the freshman out of McMurray, PA, and Peters Township High School. Riley Martin. Now it's Miller. Miller going right back to Martin as those two switch positions. From the right side, cutting in is Sean Stanners. Stanners fires. Nope, he's actually going to pass it behind the cage instead. Coming out for Seton Hill, and now we have a whistle. That was John Hofseth behind the cage, and now the ball going to go back to Walsh. Turnover by Hofseth there. Talked about Seton Hill's, some of their team statistics. Overall shots, 354 to 252 this season, and shots on goal, 208 to 152 for the Griffins. They have scored 12 man-up goals, have given up 14 of them against them when the opponent has been man-up. 12 of 34 on the season for Seton Hill, 14 of 30 their opponents. in terms of man-up opportunities, or if you want to call them power plays, you can do that too. Clock ticking with 5:25 to play in the second quarter. Walsh's season to date, the Cavaliers lost their first 7 games of the season before finally winning against Alderson Broadus by just a 12-9 score. Looking at a common opponent there, Seton Hill beating up on Alderson Broadus this year 25-4. And again, this Walsh team only beat AB 12-9. Seton only with a 3-0 lead right now, though. Good defense put on by Drew Bozzard, as it is Nicholas Kastorf with it behind the cage. And now the ball will find Bryden Heisler. And we have a timeout taken by Walsh. You're watching Griffin's Men's Lacrosse presented by Dick's Sporting Goods here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. And we will take a timeout and be back with you right after this message. 3-0 Griffins.
Excella Health primary care doctors are here for one reason: you.
The local patients, I think they're happy to know that I was born and raised here.
Where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years? And it was always, I want to be a family doctor in a small town like where I grew up.
I think they feel like they have a connection with me because they know that I'm from this area.
Your search for a doctor starts here at myexcelladoc.org.
I'm Seton Hill football coach Isaac Collins, and this is the Westmoreland Sports Network, the broadcast home of Griffin Sports.
Dan Flickinger back with you here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. 3-0 lead for Seton Hill University. Again, we thank you for watching Griffin's Lacrosse. Midweek game, and I know a lot of people, of course, with work and can't get to the Hill, so hopefully you're able to tune in maybe while you're at work on your cell phone or on your computer. We thank you for watching Seton Hill Men's Lacrosse, and we do want to remind you that you can watch Seton Hill Athletics and all of the games here on WSN on your smartphone, whether you have an iPhone or an Android device. Alex Hudgens controlling here on the near side, Colin Blaney all over him. Griffin's done a nice job defensively. They have, and also Max Eisman has stopped a few shots here from Walsh. We'll have complete stats coming up for you at halftime, and we'll go through the goal scorers for Seton Hill at half as well. Again, the Griffins outscoring their opponents this season 107-68. Griffins averaging 11.9 goals per game this year. It's a turnover by Walsh, and it will be Seton Hill's possession after Walsh coach Alex Skarch took a timeout. Griffins back with it from midfield for the Griffins. It's Sean Stanners bringing it over, and Stanners now will drop it off to his teammate on the far side, and Bennett Johnson. 3:37 to play in this close game. Only a 3-0 score, despite the fact that Walsh has had some good opportunities, at least in terms of zone time, but the Griffins actually have limited the shots, have not really gotten a lot of good shots, has Walsh. They've missed a lot as well. Shot by Seton Hill was partially blocked there, Bennett Johnson. Actually, it'll be a save for Cialino, so that ball snuck through. Cialino able to make the stop. Ryan Manbeck left side. Manbeck spins. He's looking for someone in front. Nothing. He goes behind the cage now to Hofseth. He fires one out here from the right side. Letting one go is Jack Moran, and he scores the first goal of the second quarter. Jack Moran, the junior out of Plainfield, Illinois, will beat Dylan Cialino, and Seton Hill's lead out to 4-0. The junior Moran coming in with 9 goals and 18 assists, easily leading the way for Seton Hill in terms of assists. He now has 10 on the year in terms of goals and 28 points for Jack Moran. Shane Petke will get the assist. And the Griffins in this conference matchup ahead 4-0. 3:06 to play in the second period. Jay Skirbo, the freshman, going for the draw control, and he will get it. Able to scoop that ball off the Dick's Sporting Goods Field turf. Max Eisman now will pass it out as it goes to Colin Blaney. Near side, it's Jack Miller looking to clear, and Miller will get it across for Seton Hill. Miller stops on the left wing, getting stick checked from behind. That was by John Arnold, and he'll return it to one of his teammates. That was John Miller, releasing it to Nick Nefaris. And Nefaris will go to the right side as he connects with Bennett Johnson. 2:31 to play, second quarter. 4-0 lead for Seton Hill. Coming out from around the cage was Skirbo. Got it to Johnson, and now across the field here to the near side. Will connect on the pass to Colin Mitchell. Goes behind the cage. Good handling of the pass there by Bennett Johnson. Getting checked from behind is John Miller. Miller goes behind the cage again. Jack Miller back with it. Miller trying to get away from a Walsh defender. He'll pass it off. Griffins being patient on this possession. There's a shot ripper by Colin Mitchell. A good save, though, by Cialino. And Walsh has it back again, despite a little bit of bumping there by the Griffins defenders. And Cialino will step out with it. Other games this year for Walsh, they lost their season opener to Malloy 8-6, and then were down at Tusculum 13-9. After those two losses, Walsh lost to Pfeiffer 11-8, North Greenville 8-5, and they also were beaten at Mercyhurst 15-5. Keeping with that losing streak to start the season, the Cavaliers were also downed at home by Lynn University 13-12. So, you know, in those losses, they have a 2-goal loss to Malloy, a 3-goal loss to Pfeiffer, a 3-goal loss to Greenville, and also a 1-goal loss to Lynn. So, some close games played this year. We have a timeout called on the field. 1:22 to play, second quarter, 4-0 Seton Hill.
It's said that we use less than 15% of our brains. Some call this unrealized human potential. Even scientists speculate what the world would be like if we could use more. At LECOM, we teach that when mind, body, and spirit truly work together, the unthinkable can happen. To see human potential taken to the next level and beyond, to prevent disease and treat it, to give hope. It's what can happen when you hear the calling. A calling you will find at the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill. Can you hear the calling?
PJ Dick Trumbull and Lindy Paving and their family of companies are proud to support Seton Hill University athletics. The companies have a 34-year history of constructing the most notable projects in the Pittsburgh region. We perform comprehensive construction services in general contracting, construction management, heavy highway, site work, and asphalt paving and milling. PJ Dick Trumbull and Lindy Paving. We take the best and make it better.
Seton Hill University men's lacrosse continuing here on WSN. A huge wasp on the window. There's been this press box likes to attract flies, wasps, ants, stink bugs. 1:10 to play second quarter. So Seton Hill baseball lost 13-3 in their first game against Lock Haven today. They're winning 9-2 in game 2. Jeez. MP Buckley hit a grand slam in game 2 for Seton Hill. If they came out mad, well, they should have. After losing 13-3. Don't know the last time Seton Hill lost a game by 10 runs. A baseball program, one of the tops in the region, but this year a lot of young players and some injuries have hampered the Griffins. Griffins, nice ball movement here, but missing wide from the far side of the field. One of the gold jerseys over there. And that was Bennett Johnson that couldn't connect. Hey, I want to say hello to Roberta Mitchell. She emails in, says great coverage on Seton Hill versus Walsh. Men's lax is amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that email, Roberta. If you'd like to check in, you want to wish good luck to either team, you can do that by clicking on the email box on the game tracker screen there on the top of your page. We're down to 12 seconds to play. From the right side, getting a shot away, and denying that shot was Cialino. And with 4 seconds, Cavaliers tried to just move it up the field quickly. And we're going to run out of time, as picking it up was Sean Kavanaugh, the sophomore out of Silver Lake, Ohio. So Cialino is able to pick up the ground ball, move it ahead, but time runs out on Walsh. We go into halftime. It is the Westmoreland Sports Network, and it is our coverage of Seton Hill University men's lacrosse. Coming up on the halftime show, presented by Excella Health, we will take a look at what's going on in terms of the standings in the GMAC, the GMAC as it's called, and we'll have some other things coming up on the halftime show as well in terms of stats and more. Seton Hill University men's lacrosse as the Griffins lead it 4-0 going into halftime as you're watching it live on WSN.
Delivering quality craftsmanship for over a century, family-owned Raimondo Masonry Restoration Contractors in Greensburg has the best trained experts and skilled craftsmen who specialize in the field of exterior masonry restoration. Raimondo Masonry fixes defective masonry joints, repairs masonry wall, delivers waterproofing treatments, and performs preservation to beautifully historic buildings and homes. Call Raimondo for a free estimate at 724-837-6604 or visit RaimondoMasonry.com.
Oliver's Poorhouse in downtown Greensburg always has something on special to get your taste buds tingling. Every Monday, it's 99-cent taco night. Stop in for fresh gyros on Tuesday. Wednesday, fill up on homemade pierogies smothered in butter and onions. And Thursday, it's 60-cent wing night with over 10 sauces to choose from. Daily drink specials, too. Oliver's has live entertainment every weekend of the year. To check out the schedule, visit online at oliverspoorhouse.com. Call 724-836-POUR for Oliver's Poorhouse, North Pennsylvania Avenue, Greensburg.
It's always a great time to stop in at Jigger's Pub and Exports. It starts with Jigger's famous wings, voted best in Pittsburgh 2 years in a row. And with 18 sauces and 12 dry rubs to choose from, your taste buds will thank you. It doesn't end there, though. Jigger's also has hoagies, burgers, pizza, wraps, and homemade soups and salads. Check out their daily food and drink specials on jiggerspub.com. Open 7 days a week. It's Jigger's Pub on Washington Street in Export. It's always a great time to stop in at Jigger's.
Conveniently located at the foothills of the Laurel Highlands, the Platinum Award-winning Courtyard by Marriott Greensburg is your getaway to a comfortable stay. Refresh with our indoor waterfall feature in our pool, or relax in our Whirlpool Spa, or stay on track with a workout in our fitness center. Meeting space is available to accommodate a private lunch or dinner. For available group rates, call 724-834-3555. Our goal is to make your stay enjoyable and stress-free, whatever the occasion. Courtyard by Marriott, Greensburg.
Next play. Colorado, get to the ball. Let's go. It's shutdown time, baby. Shut it down, baby. Let's go. Inches, baby. Inches. We already know. So bring it up. Here you go.
We're going to go trade down 56 smash.
Hey, let's go. Trade down 56 smash on me. Ready?
Right here, man. Single back. Rick, go! Easy, Denver! Easy, Denver! I'm coming.
I'm Dr. Jim Masterson. I run the concussion program at Excella Health. These are great athletes. These are fast kids. These are kids that jump high, and they get concussed. It's the way it's treated. I feel very comfortable that our center has that ability, that we have the best equipment, that we have experienced people, and it really is an honor to be able to do my job and take care of a state championship team.
I'm a state champion, and Jim Masterson is my Excella doc.
Fletcher's Outdoor Power Equipment is just the place for all you outdoor working enthusiasts. Family owned since 1985, Fletcher's offers a customer-centered experience and unparalleled service support. From lawnmowers to chainsaws and snowplows and UTVs, Fletcher's is your one-stop shop for your outdoor power equipment. We also offer full service on all of your equipment. Visit our new location at 2510 Route 66 South in Delmont or visit FletcherSalesandService.com. Go Griffins!
An engagement ring from Beakley & Company Jewelers? A carefully curated collection of rings, competitive with internet pricing. Our in-house design team can also help you design the perfect ring. Service work done on the premises, fast. Receive a Bridal Gifts of Celebration gift bag, our gift to you with special offers from local vendors. Receive a $100 gift card for a future purchase. We're a family-owned business, and your experience will be informative and fun. The gem in the heart of Greensburg with convenient evening hours.
Hampton Office Products is a proud furniture provider for Seton Hill University and has been servicing Westmoreland County and the surrounding area for almost 40 years. Hampton Office Products has all the basics with office and teaching supplies, but we also design office furniture along with restaurant and school furniture, which we happily deliver and install personally. Why buy from the big box stores when you can buy local? Stop in our newly expanded showroom at 248 Donahue Road in Greensburg or visit HamptonOffice.com. Family owned and operated since 1976. We're Hampton Office Products.
Hi, this is Seton Hill Athletic Director Chris Snyder, and you're tuned into the Westmoreland Sports Network, the broadcast home of Griffin Sports.
This is the Excella Health halftime show on the Westmoreland Sports Network with the Griffins leading 4-0. Dan Flickinger back with you. Marcus Weekland on the camera here for Griffins men's lacrosse. We'll take a look at some of the stats and also the standings as well as we get you set and ready to go for the second half. Excella Health, we have excellence in healthcare. You have Excella Health. And in terms of some team stats from that first half, the Griffins ended up out shooting Walsh 17-4. Walsh actually had a lead in shots not long ago, but the Griffins were able to generate a little bit at the end of that second quarter, and they end up going into halftime with a 17-14 edge in overall shots, not shots on goal. And we take a look at the ground balls in that first half as the Wasps are attacking all of us, and I'm pretty sure Crystal just had a heart attack. A ground ball. Hey, Dave's not going to save you. 15-11, the edge and ground balls for Walsh. In terms of clears, the Griffins are 11 of 12. Walsh is 8 for 8. In face-offs, Seton Hill 3 of 5, Walsh 2 of 5 there. So the Griffins have the edge 3-2 in face-offs. In terms of turnovers, the Cavaliers have turned it over 9 times, and Walsh has turned it over 9 times. Seton Hill has turned it over 6 times. The goals scored in that first half, well, of course, there was none for Walsh. The goal scorers for Seton Hill was Moran, Reimer, Miller, and Mitchell. And the assists, Petke had 1, and that was the only assist credited in that first half. So there's some of the stats for you. Before we get to the standings, we have a couple of emails we'd like to pass along. I want to say hello out there to Blaine and Heidi Craig, cheering the Griffins on from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Let's go Griffins. Thanks, Blaine and Heidi. Jeff Johnson, loving the SHU men's lacrosse game here in Annapolis, Maryland. Thanks, Jeff. And also Kelly Nefaris, great streaming on our end from Johnson City, New York. Thank you, go Griffins, go number 11. And thank you so much, folks, for those emails and for tuning in to our Griffins men lacrosse broadcast, our first one of the 2017 season. We look at right now the standings in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Now remember, for those of you who probably know this by now, but Seton Hill was in the ECAC last year. There was no men's lacrosse in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, in which most of Seton Hill athletics teams are in. There was no men's lacrosse in the PSAC. There is in women's lacrosse. They're in the PSAC, but not the men's lacrosse, and that's why teams like Mercyhurst and Seton Hill, who have most of their teams in the PSAC, have to be in the GMAC for lacrosse. But you see Lake Erie right now, heartbreaking loss for Seton Hill, nearly beat the top team in the GMAC last time out, but did not. And Lake Erie 5-0 in the conference, 6-4 overall. Mercyhurst behind them at 3-0. Griffins 2-2 in third. Ohio Valley 4-6 and 1-1. Walsh 1-9 and 1-2. There you see the scissor lift going northward. Davis and Elkins 2-9 and 0-3. And Alderson Broadus at the bottom of the standings with a 1-7 overall record and an 0-4 mark in the conference. We'll be back in 1 minute. We have the second half for you on the Westmoreland Sports Network next.
does not live by bread alone. There's meat, cheese, tomato, coleslaw, and you can't forget the fries. Primanti Brothers in Greensburg knows that a bigger sandwich is a better sandwich, which is exactly why they serve up to 20 of their famous sandwiches with those delicious toppings you can only find at Primanti's. Stop in for beer and pizza specials too, while watching games on one of their many big screen TVs. Primanti Brothers, East Pittsburgh Street, Greensburg.
Third quarter action here on WSN as we welcome you back. As the second half gets set to get underway, Dan Flickinger with you, calling for Seton Hill men's lacrosse here as the team's looking for draw control, and it will be the Walsh Cavaliers getting the face-off. As we are underway in the second half, again, the Griffins scoring 3 goals in the first quarter and then 1 more in the second. I want to say hello to Lance Hofseth. Great broadcast, hi from Vancouver, British Columbia. Go, Griffins, go. I wonder what the temperature is like in British Columbia today. It's beautiful here on the hill. It's a cloudy day, but the wind that's usually whipping here at Seton Hill, not too bad today, but it's warm wind, which is great. Joe Slavin says, go Walsh, just outside of Philadelphia. That's where he's watching from. Great audio and video, thanks. And thank you, Joe. And yes, of course, not only Griffin fans, we want to welcome all of the Walsh University fans watching as well. Walsh based in Ohio. The Cavaliers, by the way, finished last season 5-10 overall, 2-6 in conference play. Walsh has struggled the last 4 years. Over the last 4 seasons, Walsh is just 15-34. Again, Alex Skarch in his first season for Walsh, resetting our coaching matchup. And for our Seton Hill Griffins, Brian Novotny in his 11th year for Seton Hill. Talk a little bit about the last year's game in a moment as well. Griffins beating Walsh by a couple of goals, 11-9. Last year's game played in North Canton, Ohio, where Walsh is based. Last year was actually played on April 9th, the matchup between the two teams, and April 11th this season. Physical play going on right now near the midfield circle. Walsh trying to get the clearance here as Guzik will be able to do so despite strong defense by Jack Miller for the Gold Griffins. In last year's game, the Griffins held a 4-1 lead after the first quarter, but it was 6-6 in the second. I should say at halftime, it was 6-6 as Walsh outscored Seton Hill 5-2 in the second period. Not able to do so here today, though, as they trail 4-0 in the early moments of the third. Griffins ended up winning 11-9 over Walsh last year. In last year's game, Zach Hartman, a good one for the Griffins, who graduated after a really nice career for Seton Hill University, scored 5 goals against the Cavaliers last year. Garrett Howe had 4 assists for Seton Hill. Also the guy they called Hulk, Eric Hultgren, 2 goals and an assist for Seton Hill last year. He has also graduated. Nick Nefaris had a goal. Hunter Hayes had 2 for Seton Hill, and they're, again, win 11-9 over Walsh. Alex Hudgens for Walsh last year, 4 goals and 2 assists against Seton Hill. Brian Krim had a couple of goals as well. Griffins men's lacrosse on Dick's Sporting Goods Field, and our broadcast presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's as that shot from a tough angle by Nicholas Kastorf caught a piece of the Griffins freshman goalkeeper Max Eisman. Again, if you didn't tune in early, Max Eisman getting the start in place of Merritt Bailey. This is his first collegiate start. He's made some saves here for Seton Hill as well. Max Eisman out of Rochester, New York. Merritt Bailey has started 9 games. Now, Eisman, this is his first start. He did appear in 2 games this year, though. The official started the shot clock here. I was just gathering that. And do they have... All right. very strange this year. They've instituted the shot clock this year, but it's not on every possession. It's only when the officials signal to start it. And next year, that's going to not happen that way. It's just going to be like a normal shot clock, like in basketball, if you want to compare it to that. As soon as change of possession happens, they go to the 90-second shot clock. But they kind of wanted to ease it in this year, which, I mean, I guess it's good to ease a new big role like that in a game in, but, I mean, just put it in there. 90-second shot clock, I mean, is it really? You have a couple games to get used to at the beginning of the year. Both teams are going to get used to it, so just put it in full-fledged, I think. After the turnover by Seton Hill, it results in a goal. As getting nailed after scoring is Alex Hudgens. Tyler Graham gave him a big pop in the back, but Hudgens able to beat the Griffins goalkeeper for the first time today. Max Eisman giving up his first goal. And our score is now 4-1. Tyler Graham is going to be called for unnecessary roughness. So Graham called for unnecessary roughness. And with 10:54 on the clock, the Griffins lead now down to 4-1. Extra man opportunity because of the unnecessary roughness by Tyler Graham. So now WU will set up the attack here with a little bit of momentum. Griffin scoring 3 goals in the first quarter, just 1 in that second period. There's a little hack taken by John Miller as he knocks the stick out of the hands of Kastorf. Walsh will get set to put the ball back into play. 10:30 remaining, third period. See Brian Novotny down below on the bottom of our screen. Chris Isles, one of his assistant coaches. Chris actually joined us on a couple of women's broadcasts over the years to provide some great color commentary. He was a really good lacrosse player. Kastorf coming out in front. And now from the right side with it is Alex Hudgens. Again, Hudgens with a big game against Seton Hill last year. Now a loose ball, both teams racing for it. Sakoma was the closest to it. As the countdown is on here by our guy Anthony Etter down there, you can hear him counting. And that will even up things as running onto the field for Seton Hill was Drew Bozzard. So both teams even there. They did get a goal, though, did Walsh on the man-up opportunity. And now Seton Hill looks to answer. Bennett Johnson from the right side goes behind the cage to Skirbo. He sends one out. Now Seton Hill will pass the ball around the perimeter as Riley Martin will come up with it for the Griffins in the gold number 27 jersey. Right side, Bennett Johnson. Skirbo will come out from behind the cage with it. Seton Hill baseball now leading 10-2 over Lock Haven. A PSAC crossover doubleheader on the road. Sean Standers trying to dance away from a defender, goes behind the cage. Now the ball is whipped back out of there. And now we'll go to Riley Martin. Martin with the rock here trying to get away from a defender. And staying right with him is Reagan. Good defender Matt Reagan is, number 41 for Walsh. Called his names a few times. A couple of stick checks there by Lewis Zook for Walsh, but the Griffins able to maintain possession with 8:47 to play here in the third period. Seton Hill can't seem to get the ball close to the cage. Now they will. Bennett Johnson from the right side. From out front for Seton Hill, number 27 again, Riley Martin. From behind the cage, it's Jack Moran. Moran will send one on the pass, and the Griffins score. It's John Hofseth from in tight. Hofseth will beat Cialino, and with 8:22 to play in the third period, Griffins will be able to answer that goal by Walsh here in the third and lead it now by the score of 5-1. You see number 16, the freshman out of British Columbia. Went to Centennial High School. Hofseth, he is certainly a baller. He has 18 goals on the season now. 21 points for John Hofseth. That leads the way for Seton Hill in terms of goals. I want to say hi to Donna Arnold, watching from the Walsh side of things. Says thanks for the great broadcast. Go Cavs. If you'd like to shoot us an email, you can do so by, again, clicking on where it says email us right at the top of your screen. As off the face-off, Bossert will bring it into the Walsh end. And now it'll be Hofseth controlling once again. Goes behind the cage, get a good shot there as coming out with it for the Griffins was Skirbo. Shane Petke from the right side. Petke going to drop one behind the cage. Coming out with it is Hofseth. Hofseth pass looking for the cutting teammate there, and Jack Moran will elude him. And after the turnover on Seton Hill, it'll be Cialino bouncing with the rock right now in the big pocket. 7:35 to play third period. Cialino looks to send it away here for Walsh. He will do so as he will connect on the pass with Spencer Daddario, a senior out of Stowe, Ohio. Daddario on the far side. Savina now with the rock. Savina will fire one behind the cage. See off in the distance there, one of the other turf fields here at Seton Hill, the Seton Hill football team going through their spring football workouts. Daddario from the left side now passes off to Kastorf, goes behind the cage, and they continue to move the ball around the perimeter to the Walsh Cavaliers. Right side, it's Kastorf with it again. Kastorf being watched closely by Joe Sillo, the junior out of Olmsted Falls, Ohio. The 6-foot defender, weighing 210 pounds, number 14. You see him in the background there. Joe Sillo. Grant Howard now with it for the Cavaliers. Grant Howard on the attack as he will pass it back to Daddario, and his long shot will be denied right into the pocket of Eisman, and the Griffins come out with it. Looking for clearance, and Seton Hill will get it easily. They have not been stopped yet, bringing the ball up the field. Ryan Manbeck into the game for the Gold, and he will play a little catch with Brett Craig. Craig back with it once again. Craig will go behind the cage. Seton Hill has not been a man up yet in this game. Walsh has been a few times. John Hofseth from the far side of the field controlling, and Griffins looking to set up the attack, give up some ground here. Ryan Manbeck will do so, and now he'll go to Jonah Gutentag. Jack Miller gives it up to Manbeck, moves it right side to Bennett Johnson. Talk about how the Griffins did last season. Again, they come into this game with a 5-4 record, 2-2 mark in the PSAC. That's shot, here the Ols from the Seton Hill bench down below. Shane Petke misses the cage that time, can't bury it. Seton Hill last year went 11-4 overall, 5-3. Again, playing in the ECAC last season. Griffins missed out on the conference tournament last year, despite winning the last two games of the season. One was non-conference, though, 13-6 over AB and 12-8 over Mercy. 4:53 and counting in the third period. Say hello to Rachel. She says, "Go Griffs," watching from New Jersey. And Alex Markowicki saying, "Looking good, Walsh. Great broadcast." Thank you for those couple of emails. Alex Hudgens cutting in. A little bit of room there, but one of the Griffins defenders came out to challenge, so now it's Brian Krim with it. Krim's had a quiet game. Despite the fact he's been the top goal scorer for Walsh, Griffin's done a nice job on him. Krim did get off a few shots in that first half, but not much doing for him here in the third quarter. Sakoma now. Sakoma cuts inside. A Seton Hill defender has some room, but misses the cage wide. Got inside one of the gold jerseys and had a lane to the goal, but missed Max Eisman and the cage wide. And the Cavaliers from behind the cage, it'll be Ryan Martin to put the ball back into play for Walsh. We talked about the 7 losses to start the season. Walsh also has lost. There's another save. Eisman standing tall. Walsh other losses to Lake Erie 8-1. They also lost to Wheeling Jesuit 13-5. And last time out, Cavaliers were a loser to Indianapolis by 3 goals, 7-4. In that contest, Walsh actually led 1-0 on a goal by Brian Krim, but Indy scored the next 6 goals to make it 6-1 at the 10:29 mark of the third quarter. Walsh fought back to cut the deficit to 6-4 with 4:30 left in the game, but the Cavaliers couldn't muster any more offense, and Walsh took the 7-4 loss. Krim had 2 goals on 8 shots. Sakoma had a goal and assist. Ryan Martin had the other goal for the Cavaliers, that 7-4 loss on Saturday against Indianapolis. And we talked earlier about Seton Hill's last time out, the 1-goal loss to Lake Erie, as getting off the shot but missing is the Griffins' Baldwin. Or I should say Sean Stanner is missing that time. Jack Moran looking to go in front with it here, but nothing there, so we'll send one back on the safety valve to Riley Martin, and now on the right side it'll find Sean Stanners. Stanners trying to dump one, but he misses wide of Shane Petke, so a turnover on Seton Hill. As you see the ball bouncing there on the road near Dick's Sporting Goods Field, and Cialino into your camera shot as he'll get set to look for clearance here for the Cavaliers. They'll toss one to Salvage, and now it'll be Alex Hudgens into the Griffin zone with 2:20 to play here in the third period. Pass will connect with Kastorf here from the left side. Quickly out for Kevin McMahon on the quick pass to Alex Hudgens again. Hudgens also a quiet game here for the Walsh Cavaliers. Lone goal for Walsh today was from Alex Hudgens, so I mean, you know, he has that goal, but has not generated a whole lot offensively other than that goal. Kastorf being watched closely by Riley Martin, sends one out. This is Hudgens with it again, left wing. And now out deep, it'll be Savena. Savena gets inside a Seton Hill defender, gets off a shot, blocked, and the rebound will go in. Initial shot was blocked, and Eisman was beat with the rebound. I'm looking at our monitor here. We go 24, Jason. All right. And that will go to Alex Hudgens. So right on cue, said he's had a quiet game. Sorry, Max. Kind of jinxed you there. So Hudgens will get his second goal of the game, and that will make it a 5-2 score. Say hello to John Hofseth grandmother. Jeanette Curtis says, great broadcast. Go Griffs go. Thank you very much, ma'am. Ball pried out of there in the face-off draw control for Walsh Ryan Rafak. He is a junior out of Toledo, Ohio. And now it's Cialino trying to direct traffic and get the clearance here for Walsh with 1:20 to play, third quarter. Griffins only with 5 goals so far, as Seton Hill almost denied that pass from getting into the Griffin zone, but went right off of the in and out of the pocket of one of the goal defenders for Seton Hill, and Skirbo checking well to Alex Hudgens. 1:03 on the clock. You can see a little more giddy up in their step for Walsh right now. The momentum back with them after scoring that last goal, and the goals come in bunches in lacrosse. Here's Hudgens. He'll go behind the cage, left side. Pass will come out to a bad angle. Would have been a bad angle shot for Walsh had they elected to take it. Now Brian Krim has it. Krim storms in from the top, and a nice save. Getting down was Eisman to deny that shot. Now the ball up in the air. Eisman can't find it. And one of the Walsh players goes down hard. Kevin McMahon falls down. And with 32.9 seconds on the clock, it will be Seton Hill ball, I believe. John Miller saying it's our ball. With 31.1 seconds on the clock, now the officials huddling up. Well, instead it's going to stay with Walsh here. John Miller couldn't win the argument. Coaching staff for Seton Hill doesn't like the call. See Chris Isles there and Brian Novotny pleading their case with the official. 25 seconds. That could be a big call here because Walsh, with not too much time on the clock, has the ball in the Seton Hill zone. Trying to get a shot away and score before the end of the third period clock. Brian Krim left side, quickly moves it to the top. This is Savannah. Savannah running to the right side, being watched closely by Bossert right on him. There's a nice tip by one of the Griffins defenders. We're down to 3 seconds. Walsh has to get a shot away. There's 1 second on the clock. There's the shot from the left side, but Krim will miss. And that'll do things for Seton Hill and Walsh in the third quarter. We go to the fourth. It is Seton Hill leading 5-2 over the Walsh Cavaliers. You're watching Griffins lacrosse on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
We are the art of healing and the science of caring. We are pioneers in healthcare education. At Seton Hill University, we have academic programs of national prominence, cutting-edge learning facilities, and a partnership with the nation's largest medical school. Not only are we preparing the healthcare professionals of tomorrow, we're serving the region's healthcare needs today. And that's health to the highest degree.
Your business, your health, your family, your property, and your future. Marthinson and Salvitti Insurance Group is here to prepare you for the unexpected. So what is yours stays yours. As one of the leading full-service independent agencies in our region, the expert team at MSI has extensive resources to put to work for you. Visit msipa.com or call 724-222-8400. Marthinson and Salvitti Insurance Group, Park Avenue in Washington, PA. Protect what is yours.
It's always a great time to stop in at Jigger's Pub in Exports. Jigger's Pub's mouth-watering menu offers something for everyone, featuring pizza, wraps, hoagies, burgers, homemade soups and salads, and of course their award-winning wings. Stop in for lunch and become a member of their lunch program by visiting jiggerspub.com. Thirsty? Jiggers offers over 30 domestic, import, and craft beers with 3 craft brews on tap every day. It's always a great time to stop in at Jiggers Pub, Washington Street in Export. Seton Hill University men's lacrosse presented by Dick's Sporting Goods on the Westmoreland Sports Network, and we're back to action here, getting set for the start of the fourth quarter. Folks, you can only see what happens on breaks behind the scenes. No matter where Jason Green is, he always has a huge thing of Sour Patch Kids, which we were all eating there before the start of the fourth quarter. Marcus is standing on the scissor lift out in front of our press box here, and I fired a Sour Patch Kid at him. The first try, he caught it with his mouth. Wow. Now that was the most exciting play of the game, I think. Yes. No offense to the lacrosse guys that are, I'm just standing here doing nothing. They're expending a lot of energy and obviously got to be in great shape, but that was still the play of the game right there. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Probably not in 25 attempts. Seton Hill starting out with possession here in the fourth quarter, and they also start out and cash in. And that goal will belong to Colin Mitchell, the sophomore out of Avon Lake, Ohio, St. Edward's High School. Well, Seton Hill gets a nice start to the fourth quarter as the momentum started to swing back a little bit to Walsh at the end of that third period after they scored. Seton Hill hasn't scored many times today, but they've done a nice job of at least answering when Walsh has gone ahead. They haven't allowed them to tie goals together. Nice to see. Say hi to Jackie Skirbo. Great coverage watching from South Jersey. Go Griffins. And also John McMahon. Great broadcasting. Go Cavs. Top of the fourth inning, Seton Hill leading Lock Haven 10-5 in this second game of this doubleheader at Lock Haven. Seton Hill will have possession again as they go on the attack, trying to really put this game away here maybe on this possession. Certainly taking firm control of it. They are up by 4. Riley Martin controlling for the Griffins. He'll loft one to the left side and connect on the pass with Jack Moran. And Seton Hill will continue to set up the attack here. Manbeck moves it to the right side to Johnson. Sends one behind the cage, controlling is Moran. And he'll flip one out to Shane Petke. And it is Riley Martin now from the right side. Martin streaking in, goes behind the cage. Griffin's moving it in tight now. Petke has it. Petke comes out in front. Oh, he just missed. Tried to go to that short side post. Just missed, beating Cialino. And it'll be Bennett Johnson coming out from behind the net with it for Seton Hill. Johnson with a shot, and that's stopped by Cialino. And the ground ball pickup for Walsh on a nice defensive play. There's Reagan again. Good player. He's a senior. 5'7", 155-pounder out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Another scoop up for Walsh's Sean Cavanaugh out of Silver Lake, Ohio, and we have a whistle. And we have a timeout. All right. So the Cavaliers will take a timeout, and that will stop the clock with 12:57 to play fourth quarter. And we will step away for a moment. Griffins continue to lead at 6-2 on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Conveniently located at the foothills of the Laurel Highlands, the Platinum Award-winning Courtyard by Marriott Greensburg is your getaway to a comfortable stay. Refresh with our indoor waterfall feature in our pool, or relax in our Whirlpool Spa, or stay on track with a workout in our fitness center. Meeting space is available to accommodate a private lunch or dinner. For available group rates, call 724-834-3555. Our goal is to make your stay enjoyable and stress-free, whatever the occasion. Courtyard by Marriott Greensburg.
Dino's Sports Lounge presents Mouth-Watering Wings, voted the best in the state of Pennsylvania. 20 ice-cold beers on tap, giant man-sized sandwiches, and all sports known to mankind on multiple plasma and big screen TVs everywhere you look. It doesn't take a genius to figure out Dino's is the place for the real sports enthusiast. Dino's Sports Lounge, 2 locations with 30 Latrobe and Greensburg.
Dino's reminds you to drink responsibly, have fun, stay safe.
Hi, this is Seton Hill University women's basketball coach Mark Kotarski, and you're listening to the Westmoreland Sports Network, the broadcast home of Griffin Sports. Go Griffins.
Back to live action as the ball will go out. .12:41 to play here in the fourth period. Back on the attack are the Cavaliers. Sakoma will go behind the cage and connect on the pass with Kevin McMahon, and he'll send one back out, and this is Alex Hudgens with it from the left side. Hudgens lofts one behind the cage, and now a pass comes in front. A wide open lane, but a great save made by Max Eisman as he absolutely robbed Sean Cavanaugh. He was wide open in front, and Cavanaugh could not beat Max Eisman. Again, this is his first collegiate start, folks, as a freshman. And he has made some big saves for the Griffins today. Taking a look at some of the team stats early on in this fourth quarter, Griffins are being outshot 26-24. Also, they trail on ground balls 24-15. In terms of clears, Seton Hill 17 of 19. Walsh is perfect, 14 for 14. Walsh has turned it over 13 times. Griffins have turned it over 10 times. And Max Eisman has made 10 saves today. 9 saves for Cialino. Seton Hill back with it as they go on the attack in the Walsh zone. Hudgens cutting in from the right side. Reagan in his hip pocket. Ball now will find on the near side Shane Petke. Petke moves one in front, now passes off to the right side. This is a whistle and a foul. Colin Mitchell had it on the right side. So a foul on Seton Hill's Jack Moran, as he will turn it over, and the Cavaliers now will go back with it. Brian Krim, Alex Hudgens with both goals today. Again, Krim has had a quiet second half. Talked about this before. He had some shots in the first half, but not much going for him in the second half. Savina now will stream down the right side. Nothing there. No lane. Good defense by Drew Bossert for the Griffins. Slowing the pace down now is Savina from behind the cage. Now he comes out with it from the left side. Savina will toss one out front, and now it'll find Krim on the left wing. Krim with one hand on the stick. He comes all the way in and scores. Well, I jinxed him again. This time talking about Brian Krim having a quiet day. Puts the stick in one hand, cuts inside a couple of gold shirts, and then beats Eisman. And it's a 6-3 game. As Brian Krim will light the lamp. No assists, and Seton Hill's lead down to 6-3 with 10:33 to play in the fourth quarter. Big hit there by Jack Skirbo. He ran over one of the Walsh players. Coming out with it is Ciolino. 6-3 is the score. This game not over by a long shot. Griffins won by 2 goals again in last year's contest. And once again, even though Walsh has only had 1 win on the year, they've played some close games. You knew they were going to be tough. Trying to pick up the ground ball, and a good one for Craig, and now we have a whistle. Going to have a foul. All right, foul on Skirbo for pushing, and this is a 30-second penalty. Again, the Griffins have seen Walsh have a lot of man-up opportunities today. Seton Hill has not had one yet. Down to 20 seconds now on the penalty. Moving the ball around quickly. Savannah will go behind the cage. Kastorf coming out. And now it goes to Martin. Martin in front. Oh, he had an open player, but he misses Sakoma on the pass. And the Griffins, Craig, again is able to scoop it up. He'll send one out. You hear the countdown as the Griffins will go back to even strength. And now Seton Hill will start their attack from inside the Walsh zone. Again, an open player in front for Walsh. The pass eluded him, and then Craig streamed back the other way for the Griffins after a nice pickup. Right side, letting go, a huge shot, and that was 27, Riley Martin, as he will miss. We also have a whistle as you see number 27, Riley Martin, coming off. Martin's shot went high. Saw those new jerseys for Seton Hill, the Under Armour jerseys. Seton Hill University Athletics partnering with Under Armour coming into this season. All right, slashing penalty here on Savannah. So the Griffins will go man up for a minute. Golden opportunity here for the Griffins. And here we go. Full minute to work with here for Seton Hill. Griffins have scored 12 goals man up this season. Again, they are 12 of 34 in that category. Goalkeeper out of the cage, but the Griffins will not get a shot away. They tried a long distance shot and missed. Seton Hill will maintain possession here as Colin Mitchell goes up and scoops up the ball off the Dick's Sporting Goods Field turf. Seton Hill moving it around quickly, trying desperately to get a goal here. And a big insurance goal it would be. Sean Standers moving left side to Jack Moran. 30 seconds remaining on the penalty to Walsh. Here's a shot from distance, and that one also will miss for Seton Hill. Griffin's going to have to go grab the ball quickly. This time it was Sean Standers. Actually, Sean Standers has missed high and wide here. Time ticking down on the man-up opportunity for Seton Hill. Down to 7 seconds as the Griffins will try to go back and play it. Now we have a whistle there as it was 41, Matt Reagan getting his stick in there. Hear all that chatter going on below us here in the press box. Ryan McHugh onto the field. You see number 3 right there for Seton Hill, and back onto the field the Walsh Cavalier Frank Savannah, who took the slashing infraction, back onto the field now. So we're all even back up. Griffins can't capitalize and cash in on that man-up opportunity, but Seton Hill still with a 6-3 lead. 7:45 to play in this fourth period. From the left side, it's Jack Miller giving it up. This is John Miller now with it. The sophomore out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, Cumberland Valley High School, number 24. Will now move the ball to the left side. This is Colin Mitchell. Mitchell cutting inside, nothing there. Mitchell looking to go back to John Miller, but he was guarded nicely. So instead it will go to Joe Sillo. Sillo cuts inside, passes to the left to John Miller. Miller shoots and scores. He beat him high. Ciolino was right there. He had the angle on him, but he just blew it past him. Beautiful shot taken by John Miller. He just overpowered him right there. That's all about shot power from the left side, and Miller will make it 7-3. The assist will go to Bennett Johnson, as John Miller and Colin Mitchell both with 2 goals today for Seton Hill. By the way, the Seton Hill baseball team, they were up big, and now it's 10-8 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lockhaven, 1927 Yankees, I guess. Jeez. Ball coming back across now towards the Walsh end, and a ground ball pickup. Nicely done by Drew Bossert for Seton Hill. Bossert will send one out as he will move it to Bennett Johnson. 6:50 to play here in the 4th quarter. Jack Moran with it now. Colin Mitchell working from the left side for the Griffins. Mitchell now will send the ball along the goal line as he will connect with Justin Goodrich, number 23, into the game for Seton Hill. Shane Petke now accepts the pass from Johnson. Petke, right side, nothing there, goes behind the cage. Now it's Jack Moran looking to go out to Colin Mitchell. Mitchell has it, being stick checked from behind. Mitchell now whips a pass left. A beautiful pass by Mitchell, and it's Miller on the other end of it. Cashing in. It's Miller time, and it's 8-3. And Walsh will take a timeout. So the Miller is getting on the board. 8-3 lead for the Griffins now, as they look to put this one in the books. 6:18 remaining 4th quarter, as you're watching Seton Hill Men's Lacrosse on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
PJ Dick Trumbull and Lindy Paving and their family of companies are proud to support Seton Hill University athletics. The companies have a 34-year history of constructing the most notable projects in the Pittsburgh region. We perform comprehensive construction services in general contracting, construction management, heavy highway, site work, and asphalt paving and milling. PJ Dick Trumbull and Lindy Paving. We take the best and make it better.
Branded Solutions in Pittsburgh is your one-stop shop for all your promotional needs. Looking for signage for your next big event? How about branded shirts to promote your organization? Need trophies or medals created? We can do that too. Branded Solutions also works with clients on custom sports marketing campaigns, web design to drive sales, and even special social media promotion. To find out how Branded Solutions can work for you, give them a call at 412-323-0560. That's 323-0560. Or visit creative-bs.com. Branded Solutions. Put your brand on something today.
This is Seton Hill men's soccer coach Dan McCarty, and you're locked in to Griffin Sports on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Six minutes, 18 seconds to play in the final period. Our location, Dick's Sporting Goods Field on the campus of Seton Hill University, Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Helicopter flying overhead here, the Life Flight helicopter from Excella Health Westmoreland Hospital. Eisman looked to go right, instead we'll send one left, and this is Zach Rush getting it to Manbeck, and Manbeck getting the clearance as he easily brings the ball into the Walsh end. John Arnold back there defending. Ball will go behind the cage, and the Griffins now can set up an attack and try to take some time off this clock. In terms of face-offs, each team now has won 7. Sean Stanners from the right side will pass it behind the cage once again. And now it's Ryan McHugh whipping one into the pocket of Ryan Manbeck. Right side, it's Sean Stanners. Stanners will reverse one back and give it off to Bennett Johnson. Johnson being checked there by Savannah. Johnson will let go of the shot, and it's partially blocked as it will bounce free, as Stanners will go to play it. Griffins out shooting Walsh right now, 29-28. Walsh 0 for 6 on extra man opportunities as the Griffins will tack on another. This time it'll go to Shane Petke. Well, Petke will light the lamp and make it 9-3. Going back 0 for 6, Walsh on extra man opportunities. Griffins 0 for 1. Just got that earlier in this quarter. So Shane Petke will score, no assists on that goal. That is the first goal of the game for Petke. Also has an assist in this contest. Petke came in with just 3 goals and 1 assist, and he has a goal and an assist today. 4 goals on the season, 2 helpers for Petke. And again, the Griffins may get possession off the faceoff. Can't score if you don't have it, and Griffins have been dominating in that category for the last several minutes, and more than several. They've been really in this fourth quarter. Walsh has not had the ball very much down to our right. It's been all to the left here for the Griffins. Just really stepping on the neck of the Walsh Cavaliers. Again, Seton Hill finishing 11-4 last year overall. 5 wins in conference play. After today's game, Seton Hill will take on New York Tech in Old Westbury, New York. That'll be this Saturday at noon. And then the Griffins will be back home against Indianapolis next Saturday, April 22nd, as they will host the University of Indianapolis. That will be a non-conference game. Seton Hill only has, after today, 1 conference game left. That'll be against Ohio Valley University in Vienna, West Virginia. Going left and right with these jab steps is Sakoma, and he will pass one across as finally Walsh will set up an attack here. It's been a while. Brian Krim from the top. Krim will let one go way wide, and we have a whistle as well as he let go of that shot. Krim, the senior out of Reading, Pennsylvania, Exeter High School. Good ground ball pickup there by Tyler Graham. As he starts up with it, now Graham loses it. Got to pick it right back up and not able to scoop it up. Takes a hit, but coming for support was Bennett Johnson as he's able to grab it for Seton Hill. Johnson now will flip one behind the cage. We're under 3 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Griffins trying to preserve and get the third GMAC win of the season for themselves today. Petke dumps it behind the cage. From the right side, it was 33 Dylan Smith behind the cage, coming out with it. Being checked hard by one of the Cavaliers was Jack Moran. Moran instead will flip it out. Justin Goodrich has it. Goodrich moves to Ryan Manbeck. And Manbeck gets the return pass from the far side. And now Manbeck will survey the scene as Seton Hill continues to be content with letting some time come off the clock, and Shane Petke onto the field will accept that pass from the sideline. Manbeck again, lowering his shoulder. Manbeck all the way to the left side. Manbeck goes behind the cage, and with it here for the Griffins is Moran. And Moran will reverse it back. Here's a pass that comes in front, loose ball, and a good pickup. As storming out of there for Walsh is Reagan. Matt Reagan once again with another great defensive play as he just scooped that ball up all in one motion with the ground ball, flew up the field. And now we have a whistle with 1:39 on the clock. Walsh gets set to set up the attack as Sean Cavanaugh will go behind the cage. Clock ticking here with Castor from the left side for Walsh. And Walsh, again, will operate from behind the net. Kevin McMahon flips it out to Alex Hudgens. Griffin's women's lacrosse team was on a heck of a winning streak, 4 straight, and have lost the last 2. beating some really good teams before losing the last 2 games. Sakoma is mugged. The ball flies up in the air. Trying to grab it was the Griffins goalkeeper, Eisman. And there it is. He is again. Brett Craig with another great job of scooping up a ground ball. Craig has done a nice job. Reagan on the other side for Walsh has also been performing well. As that ball will be caught at midfield. It's Joe Sillo streaming into the Walsh end, and that ball will miss on the fire. And now it'll be Jack Moran putting the ball into play with 35 seconds on the clock. Sillo missing way high despite getting a lot of steam behind that shot. And now scooping up the ground ball will be Johnson. Johnson flying in now, and we have another whistle. And we actually have a injured Walsh player behind the play. If Marcus could get a shot of the injured player over there. Trainer Derek Knotts jogging over. Hate to certainly see any type of injury at any point in the game, but with 25.6 seconds left, that's one you certainly hate to see with your team. This game already has been decided as well. Definitely don't want to see anybody get injured at any point, but geez, 25 seconds left. Looks like they're stretching out that left leg, you can see there. And Brian Novotny in his 11th season, the head coach for Seton Hill University. Coach Novotny, was talking with him before the season started about what games that we could be broadcasting this year for Seton Hill men's lacrosse. If you're new to our broadcast, folks, we broadcast pretty much every sport for Seton Hill. We also have, just looking at from season to season, in the fall we have Seton Hill football, Seton Hill women's volleyball. We've also broadcast some Seton Hill soccer games here at Dick's Sporting Goods Field as well. As you see Derek helping up John Arnold, the injured player for Walsh. Can't put any pressure on that left leg. Arnold is a senior out of Hamburg, New York, Eden High School. I believe we heard from one of his family members earlier. Yeah, Donna, I'm assuming. Donna Arnold. Hopefully John will be okay. He's going to be helped off. In the winter, we have Seton Hill women's and men's basketball along with Seton Hill wrestling, and then in the spring here, Seton Hill women's and men's lacrosse. Also had Seton Hill softball earlier today on WSN, and we also, of course, have these lacrosse teams for Seton Hill here in the spring. Down to 15 seconds on the clock. Jack Moran going to patrol behind the cage with it. Going to run all the way to the left. Not much pressure there by Salvage. Number 12, and they will let the time run out. There's the horn. The Griffins will take it by the final score of 9-3 as they beat the Walsh Cavaliers after, again, beating them 11-9 last year. Will take it by 6 goals this season. Seton Hill improves to 6-4 overall. Their record now 3-2 in the conference, and we'll recap and give you some stats right after this message on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Our Jiggers Pub postgame show coming up.
Stop in at the Hookah Connection today for premium tobaccos from Starbuzz.
Hampton Office Products is a proud furniture provider for Seton Hill University and has been servicing Westmoreland County and the surrounding area for almost 40 years. Hampton Office Products has all the basics with office and teaching supplies, but we also design office furniture along with restaurant and school furniture, which we happily deliver and install personally. Why buy from the big box stores when you can buy local? Stop in our newly expanded showroom at 248 Donahue Road in Greensburg or visit hamptonoffice.com. Family owned and operated since 1976. We're Hampton Office Products.
Make your next field a ProGrass field. For over a decade, Pittsburgh-based ProGrass Synthetic Turf Systems has provided the finest synthetic turf solutions for every level of performance, installing stunning synthetic surfaces at over 500 fields nationwide, including the soccer and lacrosse field at Seton Hill University. Visit ProGrassTurf.com to view field photos and a lot more. Go with the team that has over 50 years of experience and transform your current athletic field to ProGrass.
ProGrass, first in turf.
I am starving. Let's stop at Sheetz.
Can't get good food at a gas station?
Really? You couldn't have just agreed. You had to assume. You know what that does. To you and me.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Don't assume you can't get fresh made-to-order food at a gas station. Sheetz. Feel the love.
Excella Health primary care doctors are here for one reason, you.
The local patients, I think they're happy to know that I was born and raised here.
Where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years? And it was always, I want to be a family doctor in a small town like where I grew up.
I think they feel like they have a connection with me because they know that I'm from this area.
Your search for a doctor starts here at myexcelladoc.org.
Healthy vision is important for success in any kind of sport. Make sure your vision is the best it can be by making an appointment with Youngwood Eye Care today. Based on the sporting activities that you enjoy, Dr. Michelle Pulaski will show you the variety of sports lenses and protective eyewear available to fit your needs, and also demonstrate various visual training exercises to improve hand-eye coordination. Youngwood Eye Care is conveniently located at 10 South 4th Street in Youngwood. For a winning game plan, call 724-925-2341.
Final score from Seton Hill University, 9-3. The Griffins take the win over the Walsh Cavaliers. And for Seton Hill, we'll take a look at their stats and also the numbers for Walsh as well. This is the Jiggers Pub postgame show. Jiggers Pub and Export. It's always a great time to stop in at Jiggers Pub. And we have a look at the team stats first. 32 shots for Seton Hill, 29 for Walsh. Extra man opportunities, the Cavaliers were 0 for 6, Griffins 0 for 1. On ground balls, 27-22, the edge for Walsh. In terms of clears, Seton Hill was 21 of 23, and Walsh was a perfect 18 for 18. In face-offs, the Griffins held an 8-7 edge over Walsh. Turnovers, Walsh 17, Seton Hill 14. And in terms of saves as well, got to mention that. Really nice day for Eisman getting his first collegiate start for Seton Hill. He had 11 saves, and that was certainly a nice day for him. In terms of saves for Cialino, for Walsh, he had 9. Individual stats for Walsh, the goal scorers, 2 for Hudgens, 1 for Krim. And no assists given out on those 2 goals. The 9 goals for Seton Hill scored by, there were 2 apiece for Miller and Mitchell. 1 for Miller, that's John Miller. 1 for Shane Petke, also had an assist. The other Mitchell, he had 2 goals and 1 assist. So we mentioned he had 2 goals, Colin Mitchell, but he also had 1 assist. And let's see, Johnson with 1 assist. Hofseth had a goal. Jack Moran with a goal and an assist. So a good win for the Griffins here as they take a 9-3 victory over Walsh. Want to say hello to Pat Mitchell. Just emailed and said, great, let's see what he said. I just closed his email. Fantastic game, Griffs. There you go. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in here to Seton Hill Men's Lacrosse on the Westmoreland Sports Network, and, of course, all the folks that gave us a shout and emailed in, and hopefully you enjoyed this broadcast of Griffins Men's Lacrosse. Seton Hill will play again against New York Institute of Technology, New York Tech, on Saturday at noon Pretty sure they'll have live stats, I would imagine. I don't know. They might not. But check the Seton Hill website to see if they do. Once again, the final score, Griffins 9, Walsh 3. Thank Dave, Jason, Crystal, everybody else that helped us up here in the press box today as the Seton Hill Lacrosse will win it and push their record on the season to 6-4 overall, 3-2 in the GMAC. You've been watching Seton Hill Men's Lacrosse on the Westmoreland Sports Network.